All right. Green means go. What's up, everybody? Green means go. We're live. Welcome. It's Monday. It is Monday. But hey, doesn't mean we can't have a little bit of fun. So welcome to another episode on a Monday night. This is something a little bit different. This is something that I'm going to be doing quite regularly because I can't stick to a specific time and day because things change and life is unpredictable. So basically we're going to be popping them up, and I've changed the way how I'm going to be doing things. So I'm going to be putting up the live streams before quite well in advance. So keep an eye on the YouTube page because that's where you'll see it, and then I'll obviously try my best to keep the Facebook and the Instagram updated. But it's cool to be live on a Monday. Hey, look, Mondays are usually my recharge, do nothing, play a bit of PlayStation, but I've had a quiet day and I anticipated it being quiet. So hey, why not get together and celebrate number 50 with everybody. But yeah, we've got quite a cool show lined up for tonight. We've got Patrick Davidson and Nathan McClure of METAL4AFRICA.com, two vital members of that team working tirelessly to get the METAL4AFRICA Winterfest online virtual festival up and running, which is super exciting, and I'm super chuffed to have them on the show. We couldn't do it obviously due to load shedding. Thank you, ESCOM, you assholes, but it is what it is. And now we're here a couple of days later. Nothing wrong with that. But without further ado, actually, before we go into the show, remember to subscribe. I haven't done that in quite some time. Subscribe to Papa G's House on YouTube, and click the notification bell so you know when those things come up. But yeah, let's get it on. Oh man, that always is so much fun to jam. So much fun to jam. But thank you guys for thank you so much for joining Papa G's House on a Monday evening. It's quite nice to start off a week with a little bit of live stream, a little bit of connection with the little community we got growing here. I dig it. Got to be honest with you, it was something that I actually look forward to today. So, welcome. Remember, I want to interact with you. I hope you guys want to interact with me. So, remember to email me at papaghouse@gmail.com. Whether it's something you want me to talk about or discuss, what do you think, my opinion on something. Try to keep it, I'm not a very political man, but, feed me anything. Let's see what we can come up with. And then, obviously, on Facebook, Instagram, and all the other weird and wonderful social media things that are out there. But happy Monday. And we've got a very, very cool show lined up. But I will introduce that right now. I will introduce it right now. Damn.
I don't wanna go anywhere else. I wanna go to Papa Jesus. Yeah, that's where we're going.
Back in your lives, in your ears, and in your face. Welcome to another episode of Papa G's House. The big 5-0. We've reached 50 episodes, and it couldn't be more awesome that I've got to do it on a Monday evening. I had needed something to feel happy about today, and episode 50 with the guys from METAL4AFRICA is where it's at. So thank you everybody for joining me. Welcome to Papa G's House. I actually can't even now say, oh, episode 48. Wow, who would have thought? Or episode, I'm just going to be like, hey, welcome to episode 51. This train keeps on going, baby. So thank you everybody who have supported me from the beginning. From the 31st of May 2018. We're officially 2 years old, 50 episodes in, a couple of episodes on the sports front, but it's been super cool. I've enjoyed every single evolution of, sitting in front of a desk with a GoPro. Patrick Davidson, in fact, was my third ever guest, and the lighting was atrocious, and I've learned so much. I've had so much support from my friends, bandmates, and it's just been such a cool journey. So thank you everybody who are listening now and who is new. My name is Gareth. I host this podcast called Papa G's House, and I will be your host for a very, very long time. And it's cool to build this little community. So if you dig it, give it a subscribe on YouTube. Don't worry about the rest of that shit. YouTube is where it matters. But thank you guys so much for joining me on this ride. And 50th episode, it's Friday, but I don't give a fuck if it's a Friday. I mean, Monday. Jeez, my mind is actually all over the place. It's been a quiet day, so my mind actually hasn't done much work. So here I am saying it's Friday because the shows are usually on a Friday, but now they're popping up on Mondays. So what can you do? Because next weekend we have METAL4AFRICA Winterfest 2020, and it is not only happening, but it is happening online. Obviously, we all know the shitstorm that is the world right now, and these guys have been going for 13 years, and a little fucking pandemic is not going to stop these guys from putting on a show. So I am so excited to talk to Patrick Davidson and Nathan McClure, who've been working tirelessly behind the scenes to get their whatever it is set up, because I currently have no idea what it is. I know it's on Discord. I know it's I know it's a lot of work. I know it's a lot of work for sure. But it's going to be cool to check in the chat. Guys are saying, shit, work is tight, gotta do the things. But hey, what's up, Josh? What's up, Mike? What's up, Art, dude? No worries, dude. If your work is perfect, like you say it is, that's exactly how it's spelt, by the way, guys. And cheers. Whoop, 50 from Josh Grady. Mike Pocock says, congrats on the big 5-0. Thank you so much, dudes. I really appreciate it. You guys have been there from the beginning. We've done so much together. So I'm very, very, very stoked that we are here. Number 50. Nothing's going to change. Maybe a few things here and there. I'm loving my colorful artwork. It brings some color to my day, not only to yours, I hope. But I dig this, guys. So as long as you dig it and I dig it, there's nothing's going to stop us. But enough rambling about Papa G's House episode 50, because there are going to be many more. Doesn't matter. 50 is just a number. We are going to get in. We're going to be chatting to two legends of the Cape Town and South African alternative underground metal scene. So we're gonna be chatting to them shortly. But thank you everybody who's contributed to this awesome little community that we are building here at Papa G's House. I've had a couple of moments where I say to people, I'm like, well, I mean, I'm not a dad, so why would I call myself Papa G? But that's a name that was given to me. I've often wondered about, changing the name of a podcast, and everybody says hell no. So that's not something I'm really looking at doing right now, or something I was thinking about doing. Let me know what you guys think. But I do see Nathan McClure. I do see him. So let's see. We shall see. Yeah. Do I hear Mr. Nathan McClure? I do. Fantastic. No problem. So, guys, I like I said, we're going to be chatting to Nathan and Pat this evening about the METAL4AFRICA Winterfest that's going to be happening on Discord. Fallen Prophets, Robin Ferguson, Pajama Planet. Let me actually pull this thing up quickly. Let me just do this. Hey, Nate, while you're sorting this out, you want to maybe mute yourself, brother? There we go. Beautiful. So let's look here quickly. Winterfest. Fuck, I'm so intrigued to hear what's going to be cracking in that online virtual realm. Deadline, Forsaken Fate, Oh God, Raksha, Rough Magic, The Fallen Prophets, and Truth and Its Burden. We're also going to be featuring Mark Allnut of Pajama Planet Studios and All Guns Full Ammo, Chris Xenopoulos of Technopath and Volvadinia. I'm really pumped to see that. I mean, I think everybody in this underground scene knows what Volvadinia have done in the last couple of years, and it's quite it's an amazing feat, to say the least. I mean, they've really taken that slam and owned it. And then Robin Ferguson. Speaking of Robin Ferguson, while we're sorting all this lighting stuff out and whatnot, I'm going to be chatting to a couple of the bands. I haven't gotten hold of everybody, but I will hopefully, this is not confirmed, this is hopefully going to be confirmed tomorrow, and then you will have the link up on my YouTube page. Tomorrow is the Fallen Prophets on Wednesday, because METAL4AFRICA is happening next week. When is the first? Today's the 20th, so the first is next week Saturday. So I'm going to try to speak to as many of the artists as possible. I've spoken to Mark of Pajama Planet and All Guns Full Ammo. We're going to be speaking to Robin next Friday. She's released something new. Can you believe it? Falling forward straight into Harbinger. I mean, crikey. I mean, that is something amazing. I'm really, really stoked that she's one of the hardest working musos out there that I can see. I mean, A+ on artwork, A+ on just, on everything. Turnaround time. I mean, I remember I woke up the one day and she had a post out and she said, it's been a long evening or whatever, and I think she hadn't slept, and she had sent all the separates through to Clinton for Harbinger. I think that is exactly what it was for. But yeah, I can see these guys. I can see them, and it's looking good. It's looking good, guys. I love it. I'm so intrigued. We're busy talking Chris Xenopoulos, Robin Ferguson, Deadline, Forsaken Fate, Oh God, Raksha, Rough Magic, Fallen Prophets, Truth and Its Burden, Discord. Oh my goodness. This is something that is going to be super, super fun. So we'll have them in 2 seconds. Pat and Nathan of Metal4AFRICA. They're getting their shit sorted. I love it. I love the good work, man. Don't worry, man. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Okay. All right. Just. Oh wait, can you not see me? There we go. You should see me now, bro. There we go. It's all happening, eh? All right, just to the listeners, just keep. No, they can't hear you at the moment, guys. I'm gonna fit you into the frame, and then we're good to go. But it's good to see your faces. I've been dying to hear how this Discord online festival is gonna be rocking and rolling on our screens on the 1st. So I'm so excited to chat to you guys. And without further ado, welcome Patrick Davidson and Nathan McClure of the METAL4AFRICA team. How are you guys doing?
Hey man, what's going on? You're doing good. Busy, stressed as hell, but good.
It's been a long time, my guys. I should have introduced it. It's NATE and DJ Patty D.
Hey, fun story about that. I don't know if you've ever told anybody this, and quite honestly, I'm terrible, and I haven't watched every single episode like I should be. But
yeah.
It wasn't too long ago where you and I just we made a connection. We were doing the whole build your steed
100%
back in the day, and like one day I just said to Carl, Garrett's like a dad. He's just like. He's just like a papa, like Papa G, like he's the Godfather,
Ugh, no, man.
And ever since then, we just never stopped calling you Papa G, and then it stuck, and now look where you are, bro.
I know, and I thank you guys, and I also, I thank for the other guy. I said it was a simple question. I said, guys, I think I'm going to start a podcast. What do you think it should be called? And they said Papa G's house. So I was like, that's quick and easy. It's quick and easy, but. Dudes, thank you so much for joining me on the show. I know it's a Monday. I know we couldn't do it last week. Load shedding, Eskom's a push, it's one of those scenarios. But welcome, thank you guys so much for joining on the show. Pat, it's really good to see you, man.
Thanks for having us, man.
100%. And it's you guys have got a crazy lineup for this Winterfest 20. Pat, nothing was going to stop you. 13 years going strong. Nothing was going to stop a Winterfest from not happening. Yeah. Not even a pandemic.
No, it has to happen, brother.
That's it. So how first let's go straight into the situation. Right, we were all aware that a global pandemic was happening. Live music was on the decline. We the worst of the worst we thought was going to happen, which did happen. And where did it come from? Where did the inspirations come from to say, listen, we're going to keep this 13-year hot streak going?
Yeah. Well, I think, when the lockdown started, we'd just finished up Ramfest, which was actually such a success story, and I think a lot of people, at least in the Cape Town context, we were quite anxious about how would Ramfest actually turn out. And it turned out great. And even though at the time of Ramfest, the threat of COVID was already looming, we were already concerned that Ramfest itself might be shut down.
Yeah.
But that luckily only came afterwards.
Yeah.
But I think at that time we weren't really feeling certain that Winterfest would be at risk as well. But 3 weeks of lockdown, and you start to reassess things.
100%.
3 weeks of hard lockdown.
Yeah.
And at first we were discussing, well, maybe we postpone it a month if it seems necessary that we have to do that. And we're toying with these ideas.
Yeah.
And we also realized that if we postpone it for longer than a month, then it's going to start impacting Summerfest as well. So that wasn't really an option. And that's when we first realized, hell, we might have to actually cancel. And I think being in hard lockdown, when that thought was occurring to us, we realized that that's actually unacceptable, because the experience of lockdown at that time, I think a lot of people was still, was very fresh, very frightening, I believe.
Yeah.
And we already started hearing about people losing their work and their income, or at least having to live off of a reduced income.
Yeah.
And I think what we also realized is that it was a time, and still is a time, where you're forced to really rely more on your closer community. And by that, I mean family and neighbors.
Yeah.
And for a while, it felt that our social community was like redundant. And that's when we realized cancellation is not an option.
I love it, man. That's brilliant.
Yeah. We have to maintain some momentum in the social sphere of what it is that keeps us ticking. Because, if you think about psychologically, what does metal do for us? Why are metalheads? We actually have a sort of dependency on this subculture. So I think Metal for Africa's role over all of these years has never been to try and be the biggest and the best.
Yeah.
It's been more about being the most consistent, something reliable, something people can depend on, that through hopefully thick and thin, it'll always be there for our, dare I call it, our socio-spiritual well-being.
No, for sure. Absolutely. No, I completely get what you're trying to say, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, once we had established the why, because the why also has a lot to do with the fact that we are doing it free of ticketing. No one has to pay to access it, which is contrary to the normal physical events. But I think, realizing that people are down financially, psychologically, everyone is experiencing this season of our lives in a different way, but seldom completely positive, if you know what I'm saying. I'm sure you know what I'm saying. Everyone knows what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
With the why established, we made the decision, and since then we've been working very hard on the how.
No, that's awesome, man. It's something that's it's almost something that's ingrained in you, that after 12 years it's something that you can't not do.
Yeah.
And you just found every way to do it.
Yeah. And I think also as the development of the idea has been unfolding, we've come to the realization that our reality is very likely to be that Summerfest will also be online. And I think that also prompted us to action, is the realization that, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really, 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 really difficult to get this off the ground and present something that we feel completely satisfied with in such a short period of time with so little experience and knowledge. But what gives us, I believe, the sort of strength to endure through the current trials is the realization that we're most likely prepping for Summerfest to be done this way as well. So to do this Winterfest, and not only for ourselves as Metal for Africa, but for the community of artists too. And not just the artists, we're trying to bring all of our traditional partners with us, which includes the merchants and the DJs and everyone who's in this culture with us. We're trying to bring them all along in this, let's call it an evolution. Because we might be in this kind of situation for longer than we've anticipated. We already know that it's surpassing what we've anticipated.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's no secret that we must definitely be sure to not count our chickens before they hatch, so to speak. So I think, I think everybody should kind of know that these things, whatever you see, it's the new norm. But I'm so excited. I mean, it's almost, you know what, another thing I don't know if you guys have realized it. I'm sure you have. In the greater scheme of things, you've got more reach than ever now.
Yeah. Like, I think, you know, like, people have asked us, what, you know, like, why don't you try and appeal to a global audience right off the bat?
You know, I had inboxes flooded with like, you guys should go global now. Go global.
Yeah.
Now's the opportunity, but
It's like, hold on. We need to learn to walk again.
No, 100%. Look, I'm not saying right away, but you've got to obviously go through the teething process. You've got to test it out. You've got to get the little nuances ironed out. But the fact that remains is that we are no longer at one venue in Cape Town, South Africa.
Exactly.
So
I mean, our first step now was to try and do things with a more national flavor. So you'll find that with the lineup we've got, it's more geographically widespread than we've ever had a lineup before. I mean, we've always held the view that it's dangerous for the event's health and survival to have more than 3 out-of-town bands on one lineup. Whereas now, we can actually do things that we've never, been brave enough to do before. But because when you have so many traveling bands on your lineup, there's monetary aspects to consider, which can sometimes sink a really good event concept. So we've always been like, no more than 3. Whereas now our lineup is dominated by non-Cape Town bands. You know, we still got our Cape Town crew, but they are now the minority, where they've always been quite a strong majority. But we've got guys, you know, we've got Forsaking Fate, who are East London based, which we're thrilled about. But because to get guys like that down here, you know, it's expensive for them.
Yeah. And
for us to help them completely with that expense, you know, it's never really going to work that way.
Yeah, for
sure. And that's all the thing that for us as an organization is a struggle. We don't want to be the guys who tell bands, no, you pay to play. But I think in this situation, we can open our arms up to a much wider group of people who, for financial reasons, have actually been, quite
stuck at home.
Yeah, like just out of reach.
Yeah. No, I get it. But how has it been for you guys? I mean, I know you guys are staying together, trying to get this thing going. I mean, I can only imagine the kind of work and the kind of learning that you've had to endure, you know, because this is not I mean, look, to be honest, I kind of not multiple channels all at once, but I kind of did the whole, how do I do this thing live and not worry about technical difficulties? And if you had been watching the show at any time, I've got technical difficulties all the time. So how much learning have you guys done with this whole Discord platform, and with how you're going to be interacting between artists and stuff to one event?
Well, look, it's been one learning curve after the next. Just endless trial and error. None of us have really explored the streaming aspect of things in just like the online space in general. I mean, I've mucked about with live streaming here and there, but I'm by no means a professional. Like, I'll be honest. But the stuff that I have learned and the stuff that I've caught on from like people that I know who stream regularly, people that utilize Discord as like a community-based platform on a regular basis, I've had to learn a lot, and I'm still learning, and I'm still trying to cram in all of the crazy advanced information that you need to know in order to put out in our eyes, a respectable product. And at the moment, it's just been very tough with how limiting the infrastructure in this country can be. But we have danced to the country's puppet strings, and we've worked our way around as much humps in the road as we possibly could. And any technical difficulties that we did have, we've sort of narrowed down. We've limited them as we're going along. I think our most recent one was an audio thing, like pushing. How we're doing it is we're pushing a stream not directly into Discord, but through a third party into Discord. So that has been a bit challenging for us, and that's something that we're busy working on.
Yeah, because I mean, I was anticipating something like that in that regard. You know, like using an encoder to send to Discord.
Yeah, something like that. It's like I don't want to get too much into.
No, I'm just it's just interesting for me the whole that kind of vibe. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm super excited to see what the outcome is, man. I mean, and it's, you've got a killer lineup, guys.
Yes, we do.
People are always asking like, how do you top the lineup of this show with the next one?
Well,
yeah.
And it's like, well, you know, and when we've had our sort of committee meetings for shows in the past, sometimes people will say at the committee meeting, it's like, you know, maybe we should actually not book this band now, but because it's going to put us in such a precarious situation to top the next lineup.
Yeah.
But my attitude has always been, no, we have to secure the best possible lineup for the immediate time.
Yeah.
And fear not, opportunity will present itself for the next show.
Well, fear not. Every single band there has released something recently.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. But I mean, another thing I just wanted to quickly raise is that another thing I really like about this situation and this this format is you get the opportunity to give guys like Mark Allnut, Chris, and Robin, the solo artists, an opportunity to showcase their talents and give them a set. You know, where in a live situation it would usually be an interlude. It's not something that you wouldn't have really a solo artist, so to speak. It's normally bands. I mean, have you ever had a solo artist at an M4A?
No, and we have entertained the question in the past. But we've always felt that from several points of view, we don't. How do I say this diplomatically? we don't always trust how that would be received in terms of the clout that they bring. You know, because I think when it comes to a live performance, you know, the excitement of a live concert, especially one that has the legacy of an M4A, there's certain areas that we don't want to tamper with too much because we know what works. So, you know, there were times in the past where I was reluctant to have certain types of bands play the show. You know, like a good example was a band that's completely instrumental. I was a bit reluctant, but, you know, we've since had bands like Oh God, for example, come and play. And that's where I was proven wrong by other members of the selections committee. And I appreciate that because, it's, you know, and this is why we try and use committees, is because if you leave these decisions to an individual, you know, that person's going to have their own idea of what may or may not work. And if they have all that power and authority, you're not going to get much experimentation. So this online thing, it presented the perfect opportunity to try and see, what about focusing on solo artists? You know, we've spoken about it in the past, but we didn't have the courage at the time. Whereas now it's like, now we're not just tampering with one, we've invited three. So it's kind of exciting for us. And I do believe, just with the interactions we've had with those solo artists, I believe it's very exciting for them too.
No, for sure. Like, I mean, I really love that part about this whole situation is that we've got 3 solo artists. I don't know what to expect. I can't wait to see. So it's another thing. And I don't know if you guys were part of the Deadline launch. I can't remember what it was.
We watched it.
We weren't part of it, but we definitely watched it.
Yeah. It was so much fun. So I'm looking. That's kind of like I know kind of what to expect in that regard. If you've looked at the promo stuff that Mark's putting together, I'm really excited to see what he's got up his sleeve for his show.
Yeah.
And also the fact that Robin Ferguson, I'm chatting to her on Friday night, is she's just released her album Falling Forward, and now she's got an EP out now called Harbinger. It's unbelievable the turnaround that these artists have, and I commend you for making right on the fact that these artists are the busiest artists and stuff are getting their shot, you know.
But I think something that's really exciting about working with the solo artists in particular is that these are such highly, or should I say, such strongly driven people in their own capacity that you almost can't wait to see what they would do with a bone like this if you threw it their way. Because dealing with bands, it's always fun and it's always very rock and roll. But every band you ever deal with, there's always like a bit of a dozy character who's a bit more in the background, and there's always someone who's a bit more proactive, and like every band has like their sort of daddy figure who sort of shepherds the rest of them around, and but when you have a solo artist, these are people who are in complete command of their own fate and destiny. So it's fascinating to see how they operate as compared with how individuals in a band operate. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's quite a different experience working with them.
Yeah. No, for sure. Absolutely. I mean, it must be a different experience in all dealing with everybody in this situation, because you require a completely different set of requirements.
Yeah.
Instead of asking what the backline is, you need to ask what the stream key is. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, like something that's been very lacquer in the build-up and anticipation towards this is in dealing with the bands. Look, we have approached some bands who were, dare I say, less enthusiastic. I think they felt quite intimidated by the prospect. And I think because of the lack of, previous examples, or the fact that no one has set the bar yet, because it's so new that we're all thrust into the situation. But I mean, I think up until recently, the only band I remember that ever did like a live stream or whoever attempted a live stream in our circles was Davidson.
Yeah, they did that.
Yeah, and that was 2 or 3 years ago already. Yeah. But no one tried it.
Yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry, my mic's been bloody muted. It's late 2018. Yeah, we kind of agree there. But that's fantastic, guys. I just, I know they introduced us to the live stream vibe, and they actually did a damn good job. Multiple camera angles. But the weird thing is that, everybody's coming from their own different sections. So like, I mean, that must have been a very big task for you guys to coordinate, so to speak.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's what I was actually trying to get to now was in dealing with the bands. Like I say, some of them were reluctant to actually get on board with us, and so we're not working with some of the bands who we had actually approached and earmarked.
Okay.
Originally we were actually thinking we had a slightly bigger lineup, but we also started to realize in the process of dealing with bands, well, let's rather consolidate with those who did come back with the enthusiasm than to try and get too far ahead of ourselves.
Well, it's also, I mean, it's you can look at it from another side, is that, I mean, this kind of thing scares people.
Absolutely, because it's the unknown.
And it's raw. I mean, think about a guitar tone going through to a PA speaker in a room full of people. Now think about a guitar tone going through a DI straight live to the internet. It's a different story, you know. Like, yeah. I mean, and I also give max courage to the people doing this. I mean, max props, not courage. Max props for the courage for them to do this, because that's. I mean, this is, you know, it is a challenge.
Yeah, but I think also the greatest concern for a lot of the people involved is less. Excuse me. Is less the technical.
Calm down with that corona.
Yeah. It's less the technical aspect, and it's more the fact that they have to perform, like properly perform, in front of a glass lens.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it is terrifying.
Yeah, you know, like I think that's the biggest hurdle that anyone has to overcome. Technical, schmechnical, you know, it's just you know, we're all live performers. We all know about technical difficulties. Yeah. You know, it's a part of what we do. All we have at the moment is a different set of technical difficulties that like need to be overcome. But the real thing is the fact that, you know, as a performer, you've learned how to establish rapport with your audience.
Correct.
In real life.
Yes, yeah.
How do you do that across the waves? You know what I mean?
Can I give you an exact example, Pat? Today, I recorded a promo that I'm having you guys on today. I recorded it, I edited it, I didn't release it, I replaced it with the post that you guys saw today. It's a different story when you're live, you know, it's a different story. I can't, you know I'm live now, so it is what it is. But as soon as I have to like record it, it's a different story. The camera, it's the lens, it's a scary thing, the lens.
Yeah. But I think also, like, something we're trying to do with the Winterfest, you know, like a lot of people have asked us, for example, why Discord? Like, why not just Facebook or YouTube Live or something like that?
But isn't that a reliability thing? Like, aren't these platforms way more reliable than others?
Not necessarily, no.
No, look, there's a combination of different things here. Let me dig into it a little bit more.
Dig in, boy. Let's go.
Behind the whole concept of using Discord was the community aspect that would otherwise be lost by using YouTube or a Facebook or even a Twitch. So we've decided, you know, we're going to mix it up a little bit and experiment with building ourselves a community online, which we didn't have a space to really do before until, you know, we did this whole Discord vibe. And what's really nice about it is you can have an array of different chat rooms, whether it be voice and video or text, and you can hop in there and you can video chat with 10 of your pals while watching a live stream, which given requires a little bit of power in your internet, but there are ways to control that so that there are lower latencies for people with not so great internet, and then there's higher latencies or higher bit rates for people with, you know, their fiber at home and so on and so forth. So there was a lot of capability that we had to sort of explore and test, and we're still testing. Like, the testing doesn't stop.
Yeah, of course. Jeez, I know this, bro. It's a you never stop testing.
You never stop testing. Even when you're not testing, you're testing. So
exactly, and even when you think you know what you got going, you're still testing.
Yeah, and on top of all of that, Murphy's Law is out to make your life fucking miserable.
Yes.
Every single time.
Absolutely. It's crazy, man.
it's been quite a challenge, but we feel that once we've polished enough, we'll just dive into the deep end straight, and then whatever technical difficulties or whatever things don't go as originally envisioned, we take it in stride. We write down what went wrong. We write down what went right. And we just tackle it for like the next one, and then we do a much better production on the next one. I mean, that's all we can really do, because I mean, we weren't just going to sit on our hands and do nothing.
For sure.
We had to do something. We had to contribute, and this is a very big opportunity because not a lot of people are doing the live stream thing, at least locally right now.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of guys overseas in the metal community doing it, quite successfully to an extent. You got guys in big bands, massive bands, who are recording at home, live streams, doing multicam shots from like different locations and shit. That takes a lot of technical prowess that we simply were, in essence, when we started this, we were lacking. So we had to really dig deep. And Pat here didn't even know what Discord was 2 months ago.
But I can imagine. I mean, it's difficult for. I mean, the Oaks who were born past before 1989.
Yeah.
It's a different. It's a bit of a different story, bro. I mean, even for me, I do know what Discord is, but I only recently, and not because of M4A, but just before you guys released the fact that you guys were going to be on Discord, it was one of the platforms that I was looking at in terms of, because another thing is I've been through this whole thing as well. It's so weird because do you go through one platform or do you multi-stream to a whole bunch of platforms? My honest opinion is you get solidified at one platform and then you branch out after time.
Absolutely. It becomes very resource intensive if you branch out too quickly. And if you're lacking those resources, especially on your home front, say for example, I mean, we've been doing this with like a team of essentially 3 core people. It is Pat, myself, and our producer / M4A mother, Melania, who has been putting up with all of our BS for this whole project. And she's been a blessing as well, because with all of the stuff going on, Pat and I have been in absolute, state of chaos for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why Nathan's living here. Because because we did our first dry run about 2 weeks ago, and like Nate came in, it's like, all right, we're here to work and let's get the job done. And, it was a bit messy, let's face it.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And through that, we realized that we don't have enough exposure to each other in terms of presence to just work through problems and work through ideas. And after that dry run, it was basically like, Nate, pack your bags, dude.
The conversation after that dry run was grim, but also bittersweet, because I was like, cool, vacation, let's do this.
Vacation, yes. Delusional.
Vacation.
I love it. Yeah, listen, these are things that and at the same token, I think the trials and tribulations that you two are going through. I mean, you guys are, for one, you building a formidable bond. Not to mention the Sound Vibes podcast that you guys are got going together as well. It looks like you guys can riff off each other so well that you guys can meet a middle where you're going to get the best product.
Hopefully, yeah. I think.
Listen, you got the guy living at your house. It should be okay.
We've got a lot of history. I mean, I've been part of the M4A team now. Where are we? 4 years, 5 years?
No,
more, longer.
It was primarily when you started to MC for us, I think, where it was like Nate was getting like more hands-on involved.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the first show you MC'd.
I don't either.
It was 2000, and it was actually, it wasn't that long ago. It was Summerfest 2018.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Really?
Anyway, Semantics. Let's not worry about that.
I honestly
So,
can't believe I can't remember that.
so Pat, the only thing that like I have struggled to conceptualize and visualize is you in the control room during this ordeal, because you usually at METAL4AFRICA events, you're up and down. It's a fist pump and a quick high five, but you are in the zone. You're ready to rock and roll. Who's going to be there to cushion the fall when this is all said and done?
Well, I think, look, we've seen a very big shuffle of roles since the decision to do this online. And a part of that shuffle of roles, there's a sad element, there's a tragic element, in that certain team members are feeling quite like fallen by the wayside. And I just have to give a shout out to our main man, Jacques Willefeed.
Yes, Big Jacques. I love that guy. He's the coolest guy ever.
You know, at the physical event, I don't think anyone realizes how much we rely on him. And I don't mean just me. I mean everybody.
And he also does the hard graft there. He's like, he's the dude that I'm not going to let you in that cage to get your own guitar.
You know,
unless you show me your fucking your armband. Sorry, I had to finish that.
So I mean, carry on, he's a mountain of a figure, and in this endeavor, it's been hard to allow him to feel valuable, and it's kind of like, the way I see it, it's like Nathan over here, young Nathan, has actually become the most valuable member of this team. Whereas before, I would have said Jacques was the most valuable member of the team. So there's been like a very big shuffle of who performs what role. And I've been thinking the whole time, what is my role? Because at a physical event, you know, people see me as being busy and all over the show, but what I'm actually doing all of that time is I'm mostly checking in on the people. Is everyone coping? Does anybody need relief? You know, what is needed from me to pull things together? But effectively, I'm not doing much work, actually. I'm performing the role more of
delegating.
Not even. But
I'd say like overseeing.
No, but I mean, a lot of people also, can I just add on what I was saying? A lot of people think that delegation means bossing around and all that kind of stuff. You know, after 12 years, you can delegate. You know what I mean? So it's not a negative thing. It's more so an allowance for the machine to function effectively with its current structure.
Yes. But in terms of my role at the events, a lot of the time it's actually just making sure people feel welcome, well received, and comfortable. So
are you actually going to be there as in? Okay, I don't know.
No, I'm talking about
at the events. Okay,
yeah. So a lot of my pacing up and down, yes, I'm bridging the gap between various staff members, but en route, I'm stopping and just greeting people that, you know, we as an organization care deeply about.
No, for sure.
And at these events, you know, it's very nice to have that opportunity to just greet someone, give them a warm handshake, you know, the things we can't do now, which is concerning because, you know, like I think our whole mantra of like, you know, Winterfest, a place for friendship and metal, you know, our way of expressing that in the physical realm is very sincere. It's very hands-on. Whereas now it's like, how do we maintain that? And that's a big part of why we've actually chosen Discord. You know, some people have said, you're overcomplicating things. You know, there's simpler ways to do this. And they're right. There are simpler ways to do it. But we've chosen Discord because we want to, as best we can, recreate what it is that people experience when they come to a physical show. And yes, you experience the bands and the performances, but more than that, you experience each other. And Discord seems to be the best tool available for us to extend the online experience into being a personal and very, very social experience.
Yeah.
Because I do believe that's what we're about. Place for friendship and metal. If we're just doing a stream on Twitch or YouTube Live, then we're just a place for metal. Where's the friendship part?
Yeah, you got a point, eh? No, for sure, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, another way of looking at it is for a lot of people that are familiar with watching streams, no matter what platform it is, you'll notice that the chat or the live chat or even the comment section becomes so like one-dimensional and convoluted with just emoji spam and memes. Like that's all it is really. There's no real interaction there. There's no face-to-face interaction. So in order to plug that hole, we decided, well, we need a place that people can do that. And we found Discord, and that's what we're trying. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, first of all, let's okay, today is the 20th of July. We've got how many days? How many days to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. On the 12th day, you're all on the 12th day of never. But everybody sign up for get your username and password and profile set up for Discord so we can get this info. Yeah, do it now. But that's what I'm saying. Do it now.
Yeah.
Or I mean,
yeah, no, get on that, and then
there's no magic button that'll just be like, "Hey, it's Gareth Howard. I'm on Discord now."
Yeah.
We do have a link. We'll punt the link. Probably
send me the link and I'll put it in the description here.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll do that. But we're going to do more punting of the link leading up a few days leading up to the show, so that people can get on there. There's still a lot of testing we want to do, so we don't want to flood things yet.
But I think it would be important for people to sign up for Discord and actually get familiar with the platform first.
Absolutely. Right now.
I mean,
sign up right now.
I mean, we've already created like a couple of tutorials for the people who are completely like, oh my God, this is intimidating. This is scary. And like I was one of those dudes when like Nathan and several other people were advising, saying, look, Pat, we hear what you want to achieve. Discord is the best tool for it. So I'm like, what's Discord? And then they sort of threw me into it, and I'm like, yeah, this is a bit hectic, but I was forced to learn it. And yeah, it's intimidating on your first time in there because it's quite a feature-rich tool.
Yeah.
But that's why we needed to use it, because of what I was saying we needed. And the guys are like, learn it. So within a couple of weeks here, I am making tutorials about
there we go.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Really basic stuff, but detailed and hopefully useful to people who have no idea, as I had no idea. And we're going to be doing a few more support pieces of content to help people get comfortable in that environment.
There'll be a YouTube playlist. I think there already is one. And any questions you have, there's probably a video that Pat did for it, so it'll be up there on the METAL4AFRICA YouTube.
Yeah,
and check it out.
Just quickly, while you guys were chatting earlier, I said any questions for Pat and Nathan. Got one from Mike Pocock. He says, for Pat and Nate, would you consider? I mean, I think you've answered this already. I think you answered this earlier on. Would you consider an adult? Would you consider adult porn for your Discord channel? Just kidding. Would you consider getting an out of SA band from another African country on a future live stream lineup? And of course. I think that's that ties into your answer where you said you've got to walk before you can run.
Yeah. I think we felt.
Thanks, Mike Pocock, for that question as well. Hit us up with some more.
when it first occurred to us, the possibilities that that going online could actually afford us, we had all these impulses of like, why don't we do this and that and the other? But we kind of realized rather we should consolidate our skill first, rather than to try and build up too much psyche and too much like ambition.
Yeah.
That we embarrass not only ourselves, but perhaps South Africa as a nation.
Shit.
No pressure.
Yeah,
no
I mean,
pressure.
they are being very
Yeah, that sounds
straightforward.
hectic.
Yeah, it's like let us find our feet, and certainly for Summerfest we would like to branch out internationally, not intercontinentally, because that's not really in line with the METAL4AFRICA brand and mission statement. We've always felt in the live realm, the physical gigs, there's enough organizations doing good work, bringing internationals in. Our mission statement is to make local, like as in African content, have a home and consolidate, and then try and bring global eyes to that. So the online thing really gives us more opportunity to explore that, and we will.
No,
Absolutely.
I'm so stoked, man. It's too cool. And sure, just go. Let's just go over that damn lineup again. It's just something else. It's and we're gonna be chatting to. We're not gonna be chatting to Nathan next week. We're gonna be chatting to the Ruck Chief. But we're gonna be we're gonna try to chat to Deadline. I've already chatting to Mark and Robin, Mark from Pajama Planet, Robin of Robin Ferguson.
Robin.
I'm seeing. I'm chatting to the Fallen Prophets. I've spoken to Ashley about a quick chat before their show, and guys, I can't wait. Anything else? Anything you want your fans, the M4A community? Because Pat, actually, another thing I saw earlier. It wasn't recent, but it was pretty recent. It seems like you've been pretty overwhelmed in the work department and all that jazz, and how are things been for you, dude?
Look, I'm not gonna lie, hey, it's been a hard innings since this time last year, just life in general, and I think people may have noticed the latter half of last year. Not a very strong social media presence, and also not much activity on the METAL4AFRICA website as a news website. But a lot of that had to do with, all right, let's face it, a lot of negativity in the social media space, which I don't really want to get too much into now. It's not
No, we don't need to do anything like that. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely mention it because it was there. But let's not put a negative vibe on a positive strain of conversation. Far sure.
But on the productive and positive side was the work we put into Summerfest this year. I was very privileged to go to Wacken last year as part of the South African delegation. And being in that space and seeing what you see when you're in that space in Germany and how they do things, and it's like you feel a sense of like kind of sadness that you can't recreate that at home. Because it's the difference between a first world country in the middle of Europe and like a economic powerhouse compared to the tip of Africa.
For sure.
There's a lot of principles which, if you're there with your eyes open, you can bring home and apply at home. So we re-looked our model of Summerfest, not in a sense of how we're going to redesign the wheel, but rather how can we refine a lot of what we have? What have we been missing that I've seen something like Wacken certainly doesn't miss? So a lot of work went into Summerfest that maybe wouldn't have been very obvious, but for anyone who was looking closely, lots of little refinements and stuff which actually took a lot of effort from me and other people, which also accounted for my relative absence on the website side of things.
Okay.
Then there was the return of Ramfest.
Holy
to Cape
fucking shit. Just gotta have a dad joke in there every now and again, eh? Holy fucking shit, are you kidding me? So, just by the way, we got Tyler Julian Thompson saying, extremely excited for this. He cannot wait. So, yeah, man, lots of people are getting excited, man. It's awesome. Pan-African metal needs this. It's freaking awesome, says Mike Poker.
Yeah. And I mean, look, let's face it. Whatever the outcome of the 1st of August is, we can only grow from here.
No, absolutely. I've been so excited for this, dudes. I'm literally going to be doing like 3 podcasts a week for the next 2 weeks. I'm chatting to the Fallen Prophets on Wednesday. I'm chatting to Robin Ferguson on Friday. I'm probably going to chat to Mark Allnuts sometime this week or next week. So you're looking at a jam-packed the next 2 weeks for Papa Jesus, just because I can't wait. I can't wait to get the inside scoop of what's happening on this Discord channel. Why am I not inside it right now so I know exactly what's happening? I can't wait.
Yeah.
Dude, your support and everything you're doing with your own vibe and just all the love you've been showing, fuck, dude, it means the world to us, for real.
Sweet, man. Well, I mean, I'm always good for it and I love you guys. But hey, listen, on that note, should we wrap this bad boy up? Anything for the fans right now? Sign up for Discord. That's the first one. What any closing words, guys?
Don't be afraid of change.
Boom. That's a good
Embrace
one.
it.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
And please, guys, please, if you have any questions, don't arrive on the day and don't ask me. Drop me a DM, hit me up on Facebook. I don't care. Just if you want to enjoy this experience that we are going to be providing and you're stuck, hit me up.
Sick. So we got Ruck Chief, we've got Patrick Davidson. Follow METAL4AFRICA on Facebook, on Instagram. Follow Raksha on Facebook, Instagram, all those things. Follow everyone everywhere. Follow Deadline. Follow Fallen Prophets. Follow Robin Ferguson, Pajama Planet, everyone.
Papa G, bro.
Follow Papa G.
Don't follow Papa G because you're here already, baby. We will see you guys again. Thank you so much, guys. It's been really cool to shoot the shit with you guys and get up to a bit of chinwag. I can't wait to see you again. I look forward to next weekend. We'll see you.
Wow, that sounded very real. We got to go and get back to work now.
And on that note, Pat and Nathan, get back to work. We'll see you guys, brother.
I'll wait.
Cheers, man. Awesome. That was the guys from METAL4AFRICA. Nathan McClure, Patrick Davidson, working hard behind the scenes to give you the best experience you can get on the METAL4AFRICA Winterfest 20 Discord. Man, I'm so excited. I actually got a little too excited. I'm fanboying a little bit. Who knows? But let's have a check. Oh, see, that definitely didn't work this time. But hey, it is what it is. Let's check. What's up, Ned? What's up? Extremely excited. Yeah. Happy 50th episode. Thank you, Ramon. Thank you, Daniel, Mike, Jared, Josh, Art. You guys are all legends. It's super cool to be in the house with you guys. It was super cool to chat to the dudes from METAL4AFRICA. It's been a long episode. I think it's like an hour and 15 odd minutes or whatnot. It's been great. Thank you so much. I'm going to leave it at that. We can do the submissions and stuff later on the week, maybe on Friday, maybe on Wednesday, because I'm going to be chatting to Francois and Peter Sir of the Fallen Prophets. So yeah. It's been an amazing episode. Thank you so much, guys. Until then, we say peace.
I don't wanna go anywhere else. I wanna go to Papa Jesus.
Yeah, that's where we're going.